Hello everyone and welcome to 5 o'clock news here in Rome. Today we have a very special guest here with us, Friar Lawrence.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So as you all know, we ask various characters in stories, movies, and plays many different questions. And today our topic is, what do you value in a relationship? So what do you value in a relationship, Friar?
In a relationship, I value patience above all. For many reasons, one of them being the people who go too fast in a relationship don't see the consequences of rushing into things. Many problems can come from hurrying into a relationship, one of which is finding out that you aren't actually meant for each other, and that can lead to a lot of sadness and emptiness. And I have had many of my children come and talk to me of this sorrow.
Now, with that in mind, Father, you said you value patience and waiting and time and just getting to know the person. If you believe that, why did you marry Romeo and Juliet together?
I was very worried for them in the beginning. I thought that rushing into things was a very bad idea. However, I could tell that their love was strong for each other, and I hoped that their love might bring the two feuding families together, the Capulets and the Montagues, to be exact.
That's a very good reason to marry them. But besides that, you said there were some other reasons that what you value in a relationship. What is another thing that you value in relationships?
Of course. Well, besides patience, there is also the need to love one another. Not just the way you look, but how you are on the inside. I mean, looks go away with time. As people age, obviously, people are less attracted. But if you truly love who they are from the inside, you will only get closer and closer as time goes on. So I believe that loving someone for who they are and just not what they look like is very important.
Those are two very fantastic things to value in a relationship, Father. Now, but very sadly, we have to take a break. We'll be back after these few short messages and we'll have another person to interview. Welcome back, everyone. Now we have another very special guest with us, and he is none other than Romeo.
Hi, it's so good to be here.
So, Romeo, as you know, just a little bit ago we had Friar Lawrence on the show, and we asked him what he values in a relationship and what he thinks is important in a relationship. Now, what do you value in a relationship?
What I value in a relationship? Well, love, of course.
Well, obviously, love is the basis of any type of relationship. But what we're talking about is, what do you value? Like, do you value honesty? Do you value trust? Do you value looks or personality?
Oh, well, I definitely think that looks is an important thing. I mean, if you don't think someone's beautiful, how could you love them? Of course, it is what's inside and how they think and all of that. It's very important too, but I think beauty is what draws you to them when you first see them. How I was drawn to Juliet.
So, is looks the only thing that's important to you in a relationship? I mean, obviously looks are very important, but you can't just love someone by the way they look. It's just, do you value personality too?
Oh, of course. Personality is also important. I mean, even if someone's beautiful, if they don't love you back, that's definitely not going to work. And if they're a very boring person, they don't want to have fun and they can't enjoy their time with you, then I think that's just going to make you very upset and sad, and you won't want to love them in the end. You have to enjoy doing the same things and wanting to see each other and wanting to spend time with each other. It's very important too. So yes, I do think personality is also very important.
Well, thank you, Romeo. Thank you for giving us your opinion. But a few days ago, we asked several different people on the streets what they thought, what they value, and what they think is very important in a relationship, and here is the footage.
I value honesty and respect and trust, and I think that you should wait until you're older to be in a committed relationship because you're more mature and you can handle something like that.
I value honesty, trust, and communication because without those, all the relationship will just crumble. And you can't like someone just because they're attractive. That's just wrong because what if they have a terrible personality? So you have to like them for their personality or else your relationship is not going to go anywhere.
I believe that in a relationship, the man should have the authority and he should always be in control. And I think that he should have the power. And I like to know that I have a girl I can come home to that will have the house cleaned and dinner ready for me after a long day of work. And pretty much saying that I believe that it's my way or the highway.
So, like, what I value is just not being alone because, I mean, I don't want to be that girl without a boyfriend because, I mean, who wants to be that girl who just doesn't have that guy all the time hanging on their shoulder? It's like a trophy. And, I mean, like, who cares if, like, anything, just as long as you have somebody.
So after running into all the people in the streets and asking them what their opinions were on love or what they value most in a relationship, we ran into Mr. Shakespeare. So Mr. Shakespeare, what do you value most in a relationship or what do you think is the most important component of love?
Well, what I think is the most important component of love is commitment. You need to have commitment and you need to be committed and loyal in a relationship. But above all that, I think you need to have fate on your side.
Could you elaborate a little bit more about what you mean by fate on your side?
What I mean by fate on your side is that I personally am a big believer in fate. And I think that you need to have all your stars in a row and have everything perfect to be able to have the perfect relationship and be enough.
Well, thank you, Shakespeare. Well, you guys, that concludes this week's episode of 5 o'clock News in Rome. Next week, we'll be talking even more storybook characters and what they value most in a relationship, or many other different things. Any questions that you guys ask that you post on Tumblr or Twitter, we can ask the storybook characters. Well, have a good night. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today 5 o'clock News.
Get out of here!
So along with running into people in the streets and asking them what their opinions were on love or what they value in a relationship, we also met up with Shakespeare. So Shakespeare, what do you value in a relationship or what do you think is most important in a relationship?
The most important component.
Go. Excuse me, sir. I would like to know your...